But at any rate, when they did that, they picked up the idea of taking advantage of what you people had here in Minneapolis in the way of a park system. And this is where the Queen of the Lakes program came from. And then we branched out and added a celebration here in the city, 10 days every July since 1940. And all the queens from all of the little cities would come in, and we would have, and during the year that I was president, we had 105 programs that we created for the people of Minneapolis and surrounding communities. So we feel we have something to pay back to this legacy. The good park that we used when I first brought my children and family here, we spent time at Minnehaha Falls. I found a picture in my mother's belongings when she died of my father and mother sitting in front of the falls out here. They look quite young. I can't imagine but what they may have come down here to even celebrate the marriage that they had at the time. So that picture has been in my mind for many, many years, and to come here and participate in a park system as we did with our own family, and living in Richfield, by the way, and Joan happens to live on Richfield Road. I don't know how long that road was at one time. It evidently went all the way to Richfield because we lived right across from the park there, not far from it. But at any rate, we're pleased to have had an opportunity to make a contribution to get this facility on the National Register. We thank all of you for attending and your participation in this important milestone here in Minneapolis. Thank you.
So I don't know if there's anybody out there with a drum, or we should have a drum roll here, because there's a big thing now to have this plaque on the house. Wait. Ted, you get the other side of that.
Over here.
Oh, yeah, Ted, on the other side. Right by the flag. All right, let everybody see now.
All righty. Here we are.
I can't read it from here. If everybody want to listen, he's going to read it for you.
Yeah. The Theodore Wirth Home and Administrative Building, also called the Superintendent's Residence, has been placed on the National Register of the Historic Places, June 7, 2002, by the United States Department of Interior, National Park Service. This site is associated with the life of Theodore Wirth, 1863 to 1849, and his accomplishment in the field of parks and recreation. Theodore Wirth served Minneapolis as the Minneapolis Park Superintendent 1906 to 1935 and Superintendent Emeritus 1935 to 1949. Minneapolis Parks Legacy Society. Donation by Ellsworth and Lucille Johnson family. Say that we're very proud of this man. We visited with him many times, and I often wanted to meet a Wirth, and he is worth meeting.
Okay, so what do we got here?
It doesn't look gorgeous here until it's cooked, but we got Alaskan halibut, North Atlantic cod, some chicken. You want to eat some chicken, young lady? Want a few pieces of fried chicken? Joseph Maluso wants to send some love from the Tin Fish to the Wirth family. Congratulations on a family historical event and a job well done by the family. Glad to be a part of it.
How was it done this evening?
Absolutely lovely. And I'm drooling over the dessert already.
Joseph, say hi to the camera. Joseph,
hey, camera.
Tin Fish of San Diego and Lake Calhoun.
This is the best I ever.
All right, who's delivering this?
I can.
Wait. You're short, girl. You're
Where?
short.
Come
Right here.
Come on, woman.
Excuse me.
Where's the camera on?
Lost that strawberry.
Oh, yeah.
And it's recorded.
There we go.
Go, boy. You
I
got
hope you
it.
didn't hear me say that.
Okay, I'm off.
We'll get over it. They got you.
What happened is that I was playing football with some people, and then I banged my head against someone's stomach, and then my tooth just popped out of its socket.
Or you push it back in?
It's still loose, but it's not falling out.
Expect to get a new one in there soon?
No, I'm gonna have a little hole there for a bit since I don't have any permanent teeth growing in yet.
And we met, I really don't know when, and still it's just the same. Our love grows in the city streets as well as in the lane. I gently clasped her tiny hand, one glance at me she shot. She dropped her flower, I picked it up, 'twas the sweet forget-me-not. She's graceful and she's charming, like lilies in the pond. Time is flying swiftly by, of her I am so fond. The roses and the daisies are blooming round the spots where she whispered when we parted, you'll forget me not. And then there came a happy time when something that I said caused her lips to murmur yes, and shortly we were wed. There is a cottage down in the lane, and a tiny garden plot where grows a flower.
To the Worth family and anyone who's here, we are hosted at this location most especially by the Minneapolis Men's Garden Club. Bob Voigt is going to say a few words on behalf of the club, which, well, I'll let him tell you what year it was formed, but I want you to know that Theodore Worth lived in Minneapolis until the end of 1946.
Well, thanks, Joan, and thanks for inviting the Men's Garden Club of Minneapolis to be part of today's activities. It's a real honor for us to be here. And thank you also, Joan and Ted from Montana and Wyoming for coming and being here many times over the last couple of years to help organize this whole program. The club's records show that the Men's Garden Club of Minneapolis was started in 1942 by civic leaders who knew and were inspired by Theodore Worth. The business community leaders were the first people involved to try to help in some way or other. They were all gardeners and they wanted to help the Minneapolis Park system. In fact, the first members of the Men's Garden Club of Minneapolis had 4 members who were members of the park board at that time. Over the past 62 years, the club has had other members who were involved on the park board and many who were involved with the park system in different ways, serving in different capacities at different park systems. Today, our member Tim Rosner, interesting name, is involved with the Rose Gardens here just to my left and your right. And we have others who are involved in many, many other ways too. Over the years, we've had many partnerships with the park system. And in 1952, at the Minneapolis Men's Garden Club 10th anniversary, they decided it would be an opportunity to plant around 200 flowering cherry trees in the gardens, which are just beyond the Rose Gardens. In 1981, most of these trees and many others were destroyed by a tornado which came through. So again, in 1982, the Garden Club, plus many others, had a chance to replant many of those trees. So those are 2 of the major projects that the club was involved in 20 years ago, 30 years ago. In 1971, the Men's Garden Club established the Fragrance Garden on 19th and Aldrich, just behind the Society for the Blind. And this garden was maintained by club members for 25 years. And in 1996, the Men's Garden Club established the Perennial Trial Gardens, which are just west of the Rhodes Gardens. You may have been there. If you haven't, it's a garden that's done in cooperation with the Park Board and people from the University of Minnesota. These are new perennials that are being tried. The garden is maintained by members of the club, and they're on a regular basis. There's committees that work during the days and others that work evenings and weekends. In addition to our activities in the club here, we have also, over the past 12 years, been raising funds to provide scholarships to students that are studying horticulture at the 4 state universities that are providing classes in that. Our club has provided 35 scholarships of $1,000 each that have helped many people through their college years. We've also raised these dollars through tours, plant sales, and other activities of the club. We have also been involved with the Minnesota Landscape Arboretum, the Minnesota State Horticulture Society, and we have members that are doing things in many diverse specialty plants, clubs, and so on. But we're glad to be here today. We appreciate the opportunity to be here. We do have about 120 members. The Men's Garden Club of Minneapolis has both men and women who are members, so we're open to membership to anyone who's interested in gardening, clubs, activities, and so on. Our current president is Ellen Horsch. She's not here today, but thank you for the chance to be here and share a couple ideas with you as to what the Men's Garden Club has been doing. Thank you.
Park Commissioner John Irwin is here. John is a horticulturist at the University of Minnesota and has been a big supporter of the Minneapolis Parks Legacy Society. By the way, also in the audience is our wonderful Vivian, who always stands by us. Vivian Mason, Park Commissioner. John?
Thank you, Joan, and thank all of you for coming today. Before I get started too far, I just want to mention 2 people. The one is Mary Lerman. She's not here, I don't think, but Mary Lerman works for the park system, and she's in charge of gardening throughout the entire Minneapolis park system. So everything you see here has been through the efforts of Mary Lerman, and also the assistant superintendent for operations, Mike Schmidt, has done an enormous amount of work to have these parks look picture perfect for you folks when you came here. I'm a professor of horticulture, and specifically floriculture at the University of Minnesota, so the Legacy Group thought it would be appropriate that I would talk about the Rose Garden and the gardens here in this Lindell Farmstead area. And what I'd like to do is talk about how your ancestor impacted gardening here, but I want to touch on some things that many of you probably aren't aware of.